Great question. Let's talk, you give amazing relationship advice on your YouTube everywhere. Obviously I want to talk about your great dating courses because I'm obsessed with the
Oh
names of
yeah.
them, which basically is like how to manipulate him in 3 ways.
Yep.
I mean, it's like,
Five. Yep. 5 steps to manipulate a man.
you literally sell a course that's 5 ways to manipulate. Which I have to tell you, the older you get in life, it's really funny because you really can get anything you want from a man if you work it. Like you really can.
I know.
I mean,
I know. But
it's
we're
true.
taught like, oh no, like don't do that. It's like, oh really? Ask Cleopatra. Ask like these women throughout history who've like built empires. Like, do you think they did that by keeping sweet and keeping small? Like they're nothing but the tricks that successful people are already using. They're already using.
And I'm sure in the course you teach women about men, right? I mean, I think the thing that it's sad about women, because like my mom always from the time, I can't even tell you. I mean, my mom was so crazy, but anyway, she was like, first of all, if you're going to have sex with a man, get a piece of jewelry out of it. Cause a lot of them are not going to call you again. She always, get a gift. Then the other thing was, she would tell me when I was younger, don't put yourself in positions with it. Never go in a hotel room. What do you think an older man wants from you? They do not want to be your fucking friend,
Right.
So,
Right.
same with job situations. And I think a lot of young girls, their parents never have these conversations. They never tell them what men are really like. In your courses, I mean, I'm assuming you probably talk what women are really like and what men are really like.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to give you the nitty gritty. It's like, no, it's not politically correct, but this to me is feminism. Like, I don't want to be treated equal. I want to be treated better. Okay. Because life isn't equal for us. Like, we don't have equal safety. We don't have equal right. I mean, no one's talking about laws that limit men and whether or not they can like get something pregnant. All these laws apply to us and our body. So it's like, oh, no, 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 no. We're going to get some YSL bags out of this. We're going to get better outcomes with less hassle, less emotional labor on our part. No, I'm not paying the fucking check. I'm not splitting it. I'm not going hunting with you. I'm a girl, for God's sakes. Die mad about it. But I'm going to teach you like how to use that.
I have to agree. When I
Yeah.
finally went out with my husband, I did not bring a credit card. I thought
No.
I brought my license and I thought I will rely on the kindness of strangers if this man does not offer to pay for everything. Like I will figure it out. But I had gone on so many dates at the end of the fucking 3-hour date. They were like, do you want to get drinks? Like, do you want to get half the check? I'm like, no. And they would always say to me, oh, by the way, I'm still married. Don't worry, I'm separated. I have 3 kids. Oh, girl, I went out with a guy that owned a mortgage lending company who had plenty of money. His brother was a professional clown. He'd given his brother my phone number. This fucker, the clown brother called me and wanted to show up on the date and prank his brother with some sort of like, I don't know, water, squirting out of his flower or some shit and a dove. And I was like, I can't. I met my husband. I thought, I'm not paying for a fucking thing. I'm not even reaching. No. You better cover it.
No, I don't do the polite reach. Oh, do you want to split the check? Nope. Because when I've ever given a blowjob, I've never had a guy do a polite reach. Like he's going to do it himself. So that's the difference.
Oh my God. Okay, let's do rapid fire. There's a lot of single celebrities out there. I want to know, who do you think Real Housewives of Atlanta, former Real Housewives of Atlanta, Kim Zolciak should date next?
Oh, like someone old and rich. Someone who's like, I wish that guy who married Ann Nicole Smith was still alive. That guy. Someone like, she seems like she has the ability, and I mean this as a compliment, to like have sex with anyone and not get the ick. Truly, if I had daughters and I could imbue them with one thing, it would be that. It's like, fuck smarter, not harder. Like, good for you. Good for you. That's amazing. Who should she date?
Yeah, who should she date? All right,
like the owner of a football team or something. I don't
know. Okay, the owner. Wow, we're really going up. Do you think she's going to land on her feet? You think she's going to?
Well, I read a blind item that she ditched Croy because she already met someone richer.
Really? Wow. Mm-hmm. Well, that might be a good move because they're in major financial trouble. So that might be.
I feel so bad for him. He's from Montana. He's like a good down home country boy. And I remember when he met her, I was like, oh, he's going to like anchor her down, keep her real. No, she just like turned him into her, and
it didn't end well. What about Tom Brady? No. Do we think Tom Brady, aka Mr. Peanut, is going to Shallon on one of her videos, she did a take of their divorce and says, "You're not attracted to him. You think he looks like Mr. Peanut." By the way, I think you'd be
Yes.
great with him. You look like a tall woman in real life. I've yet to meet you in
Oh
real life.
no.
We're going for drinks when you come back to LA. You're short? Are you short?
Oh, I'm 5'4". Yeah, I'm really short.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Oh God. Okay.
I know.
Well, Tom
I'm very
Brady's like
sassy. I'm like a tiny dragon. Yeah, when I come back to LA, ooh, Tom Brady, I feel like Anna De Armas will try to sink her teeth into him because that's just the kind of person she is, you know?
Oh, really? What an
Hmm.
interesting. Ooh, they could be kind of hot. Do you think he'll
Hmm.
fall for that? Oh, see, I don't know.
I don't know. I think he should date a young, hot Republican chick. Like, is there some like hot, sexy Republican commentator? Because I've heard that that was an issue between him and Giselle, that their political differences were very vast.
Well, my own take is I think the love of his life was Ivanka Trump, but
They date?
yes, I don't know if they dated long but there was always a rumor of like trying to set them up or, that Trump had wanted the two of them to connect. And I don't know if like
Huh.
the timing was off or something, but
Interesting.
yeah, yeah, I could see that. Look, I think the bottom line is he is a Republican, right? So I could see him
Right?
leaning
Yeah.
into that. Yeah. Um, let's see. Okay, we'll move on from that because I have to ask you all about Ozempic and weight loss because oh
Oh
my
yeah.
God. All right. Well, you also were ahead of the curve on this one.
I
But
was.
a year ago, you basically did a video. You said, I'm going to tell you how I lost weight and you're not going to like it. And you
Hmm.
went into, I eat 800 calories a day. And by the way,
Hmm.
you say on the video that you are pre-diabetic, you were put on
Yeah.
Ozempic, and you ended up losing 30 pounds, a combination of that. Okay.
45.
45. Okay, girl, tell me about why. I mean, because I'm sure you've seen this. I'm an
Hmm.
outspoken critic of Ozempic.
I totally get it.
because my thing is, I don't think people realize when you come off of this, like you're very smart. You understand how diets work, but most
Yeah.
people don't, and I didn't for years. When
Right.
people stop taking this because the side effects can be gnarly, or you run out of money, or it
Hmm.
stops working, or the dosage has to be so high, there's a
Yeah.
problem. You are going to gain the weight back. That is like what I try to get through to people when they hate me. They're like, "Fuck you, you're a hater." All right, why'd you end up coming forward? You could have lied about it. Why'd you decide to tell people the truth?
I don't lie. I probably should. I feel like my whole thing is like, if you're gonna, you don't, I believe whether you're Bella Hadid or whoever, like, you don't have the obligation to talk about your body to anybody. But if you are going to talk about it, tell the truth, because just don't sit around and gaslight people. I just think that that's so messed up. Like, poor like teenage girls think that they're going to go through puberty and look like Bella Hadid or Kylie. It's like, girl, no, no. And so I knew it was
Because it was
working and I was losing weight.
it's a lot of surgery, right? Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Bella Hadid,
Yeah.
these people get a ton of surgery they do not disclose, and then they go, "Oh,
Right.
it's just makeup shading."
Right.
Okay.
Right. And so I was losing weight and I'm like, there's no way I'm going to like hide this. I mean, hopefully I'm going to keep losing and look different and people are going to ask, what are you doing? And I just can't be like, um, I go on walks. Like I can't like lie about this. And so I thought, fuck it. Because it was not like a thing yet. And so there wasn't really like a collective opinion about it. And I am incredibly hypoglycemic. Like I've passed out before and that, so I have like a bunch of like insulin issues and insulin resistance, and not like I was eating perfect. I wasn't, but I was fatter than I would be if I didn't have those insulin issues, if that makes sense. Like it was worse for me. And my A1C was off the charts. I was pre-diabetic. And so my doctor put me on it. And listen, this is the thing with Ozempic, and this will make you feel better because Sarah, you're right and I'm right about Ozempic. You're right.
Well,
And that
yeah, I mean,
no, you're right.
And I know, one of the things I agree with a lot of your hot takes. I guess one of the things I disagree with is just your body. I think it's sad that we lived through 5 years of like be the size that you want, because most people are never going to be a size 2 or 4. I mean, some
Right.
people are born that way, but also
Mhm.
what's wrong? And personally, I saw your before and after pictures. Like I thought you were beautiful before. Like I didn't, I just
Yeah.
but I get your point when you go, because I've been there. I've thought about food every day and hated what I looked
Ugh.
like and dreaded looking. And I still have moments where I'm like, Sarah, you have a healthy body. You've had this beautiful son. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard. Body positivity is hard.
It's hard. It's hard.
So
But I was
So feel free to disagree with me is what I'm saying. Cause I,
No, I completely agree with you. And I am the most vociferous person saying this. Like, of course you're going to gain the weight back if you don't change your habits. And it's never going to get easier to change them when you have a drug propping you up. And so the first 10 or 15 pounds just came off like this. And I could eat anything. And for the first time in my life, sugar wasn't poison for me with my insulin issues. And so I would have like half of a croissant suddenly, or I could have a little of this. And then I was like, I'm going to be down bad when I get off of this. I'm going to get fatter because look at what the fuck I'm eating. So I stopped drinking almost immediately when I started taking it. I like don't drink. I'll have like a drink, but I don't like it. I gave up sugar and I gave up dairy, and I work out with a trainer 3 times a week, and I do Pilates 2 other times a week. So like I have radically changed my life. And so I'm not afraid of going off of it because these habits are going to stick around. But yeah, I mean, people who are like, I dropped 10 pounds, like, and you're going to pick them back up again when you go off this. If you don't, first of all, that's all you're going to lose. You will never cap 10 or 15 pounds without changing something. Like something's got to go. Usually it's like 2 things that got to go. For some people, it's fried food. Just depends on your body. But yeah, you get off of it and like, no shit, it's going to come back on. Like, and you can't blame the drug. You can't blame a drug for what you're picking up and like putting in your mouth. You're a grown up. Come on, man.
What do you, okay, you were like an early person on it. You know, you do have basically you're borderline diabetic. I mean, what do you make of, I mean, do you believe any of these celebrities? I mean, Mindy Kaling, there was just a story. She hikes 20 miles a week, and that's why
and she might do that. She's lying by omission. She's lying by omission.
But wait, do you really think she's on Wegovy or Mounjaro?
Yes, of course. And
you know what?
Richards, good for her.
Why do you think these celebrities don't admit it?
Because I think they're afraid of backlash. I think it's like celebrities, we have to remember their deal was never honesty or relatability. That's my deal as an influencer. That was never part of their package.
Oh,
you know, this role model, like athletes, we expect all this transparency from athletes. It's like, bro, that's not their job. Like, you know, and I think also because she was on The Office, you know, her character Kelly, and she was a writer for The Office. Like it was always like, I want to be thin. I want to be thin. I feel like people would just be like, oh, you always were that girl. You know, I get it. It's a complicated thing to talk about your body and admit like I hated it. But that's what I told the Daily Mail. Like body positivity was the worst thing that could have happened to me because it was just this endless self-gaslighting. Like I like being this size. No, I like it. I love feeling my thighs touch. It's my favorite thing. It was awful. I hated it. And when I was finally like, I fucking hate this. And some people who were my weight, I was like 167 or something. They might feel amazing. Great. Good for you. I felt awful. And some people who are my weight now, I'm like 124, this might be too big for them, you know, or too small. That's valid too. It's like, it's whatever, man. Just, it's whatever works for you that's actually healthy. Like, you're not going to convince me that 300 pounds is actually healthy. It's not healthy. It's of course not healthy.